Hello everyone, welcome back to Shulin Anubha Academy. I'm Anubha, a corporate trainer. So guys, today we are going to discuss about the local inner classes in Java. So guys, local inner class is a class which is defined inside the method or a constructor or a block. It is called local because it is only accessible within that particular method or block where it is defined. Okay, think of it as your helper class that is only needed temporarily for a specific task within a method. Okay, so as we are defining it inside the method, constructor, or some block, the scope of this class is limited to that particular block only. That means even if you will be creating the object of that class, that object must be created inside that block or inside that method only. Okay, you can access, like any other nested classes, you can access the members of the outer class, okay, even the private members, but from the enclosing block, okay, you can only access the variables which are final or effectively final. Okay, before JDK 8 guys, you can only access the variables which were final from the enclosing block, but now it is allowed to have the effectively final variables also. Effectively final variables are the ones where you are not using the keyword final. Let's say I have created a variable int num is equal to 15 and you have not changed the variable's value throughout your application. Okay, so then that variable is known as the effectively final variable, where you are not changing the value although it is not the final one. In case later on if you are going to change the value of that variable, so it will be generating the error in your code. That means you cannot access the variables from the enclosing block which are not effectively final or the final ones. Why we are requiring the final or the effectively final variables only? Java is capturing the local variables by copy, not by the references. Okay, so if the variable is going to be changed later on, it could cause some unpredictable behavior. So that is why Java is not allowing you to access the local variables of your enclosing blocks. Okay, here the classes, the local inner classes cannot have any access modifiers like the public, protected, private, because it is tied to the method scope where you are creating it. Okay, you can access the members of your outer class, and these classes are basically being used when you need a class for a short-term task. So guys, when you are compiling the class which is having the inner class, the local inner classes, so the compiler is generating the two dot class files. One is for the outer class, that is outer dot class, and one is for the inner class with the reference of your outer class. So you will be having outer $1, okay, inner dot class. So two dot class files are going to be created in case if we are compiling the classes which are having the local inner classes inside it. Now guys, we are going to see the local inner classes in details with the help of an example practically. So okay everyone, this is an example of your local inner classes. I have created a class outer, and inside that class I have created one method which is the get value method. Inside the method I have created one inner class which is a local inner class, since we are creating it inside the block or inside a method. Okay, to access the members of your enclosing block, you can see that we have created int sum is equal to 20. Okay, here we are not changing the value of this sum variable throughout the application, so this variable will be termed as effectively final variable, and you can use them or access them inside your inner class. Otherwise, if it will be a local or the instance variable, okay, whose value is going to be changed throughout the application, you cannot access that in your inner class. Okay, so let's say if I'm changing the value of the sum here, Okay, so you can see you are getting an error here. Okay, that means the local variable sum is defined in an enclosing scope must be final or effectively final. Either you have to use the keyword final or you will not change the value of that variable throughout the application. Here in the inner class, guys, you can have the local members also, no issues, but you cannot have the static data here because here this class is bounded to the scope of the method in which it is being created. Okay, we can have the constructor also where I'm filling it or initializing the value of the divisor. Remainder also we are getting from the sum mod the divisor. Okay, here I have created some getters which is returning the divisor as well as the quotient. Okay, so now guys, you can see once my class is over, I am creating the object of my inner class inside the method only where this class was actually being created. Okay, and through that inner methods inner class object, I am calling the get quotient method in which I will be getting 20 divided by 4, the value will be 5. Okay, in my main I have created the outer class object, and from the outer class object I am actually calling the get value method, which in turn is actually having your class inner, and we are creating the object of your inner class also inside that. Okay, so if I'll run this code, you'll see the output 5 that is being printed here. Okay, which is actually the quotient which we are getting after dividing the sum with the divisor. Okay guys, here is one more example of your local inner classes where I am creating that inner class inside the if block. If the condition is going to be true, okay, then only that class is going to be created. So you can see one outer one class I have created, certain member is there which is the data, and I am having one getter method which is returning that data. That means it is returning the value 10 only. Now in the main, what I'm doing, I'm creating the object of your outer class, and now I'm checking, okay, if your data, whatever you are getting from the outer class, outer one object dot get data, I'm using the method what is there in your outer class. Okay, if the value it is returning, it is less than 20, and yes, it is less than 20 since the value is 10 only. So in that case, I am creating the class inner one. Okay, and here what we are doing, we are just having a method which is some printing statements are there like inside the inner class, and it is returning what? The outer class data. As I have told you, we can access the outer class, even the private members also in your local inner classes. Again guys, since the scope is within that if block, so you will be creating the object of your local inner class inside the if block only. Okay, so here with the help of the object I am calling the method. Otherwise in the else part I am just writing inside outer class. Okay, so now guys, if I'll run this code, you'll see the output is inside inner class, and yes, your data is printed here. I hope the local inner classes are clear to you. In the next video, we are going to see anonymous inner classes. So guys, in case of any doubts, please mention that in the comment box. Please like, share and subscribe for more related videos. Thank you so much.